Hi, welcome to Texas Lone Wolf, and today we're going to do a topic. This year we never even touch base or touch the topics of this. All right, we haven't even touched the topics. So many people assume that Barack Obama was our first black president of the United States, right? Everybody assumed. Everybody, thought that was the first black one, right? But hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are we missing something here? I mean, what are we missing here? And think about this for a moment. We have to take a good look at this. So, I'm going to go ahead and bring you the source of the articles. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring you the article sources. If I can get the thing here to cooperate with me. All right, ready? Here, United States, have we already had a black president? You know, the black ones. Okay. Many people assume that the presidents were all white. White pride, white power, white supremacy, this supremacy, that supremacy. You know, any kind of supremacy is pretty much counterproductive, if you ask me. It's very counterproductive, so to speak. You ready for this? It's counterproductive. So, I just want to let you know that I just want you to know right up front that we had black presidents. Let me give you a hint. Okay, well, I wanted to say John Hanson was a black man, but he had black blood in him and also he has his Swedish name. He was, you know, in the northern part of the United States, which was called New Sweden at one time. I guess you could say that. He was the first immigrant that came up with the official seal of the United States with the eagle, with the olive branch and the arrows. He was the first one who came up with that seal. He drew that. Then fast forward, we had Thomas Jefferson, who hated slavery. He was a black man too. He was one of the founders of the Declaration of Independence back whenever George Washington became first president of the first United States that was founded after the American Revolution, so to speak. So what's very interesting is I'm going to show you right here in a proof of evidence right here. And we had Andrew Jackson. He was a black president. He was a Democrat who balanced the budget. He also had black blood in him. We had Warren Harding. Then we had Dwight Eisenhower, Calvin Coolidge, Abraham Lincoln. They had black blood. They were nobody able to prove any of this. The only way they could do it is go in the bones of the where the presidents were buried at the cemetery to dig for the DNA. You can find it in the bones. The bones, the skeletal remains. Right now we have DNA evidence. We can just trace that DNA right back to all the way back to where it came from. But see, nobody can prove any of this. But actually, to be honest with you, if you take a good look at these men, the powerful men that became president, you can see, and they even said that Abraham Lincoln had a distinction of the wiry, his hair looks like of a real hard to comb with a comb. He had big nose, he had his lips, so to speak. I would like to hear how he would speak, and I could probably tell by listening to the sound of his voice. And just remember, everybody had slaves in their own families. Everybody did. Way back in the Roman times. So yes. So we had Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, Warren Harding, Dwight Eisenhower, Calvin Coolidge, Abraham Lincoln. Just think about it. Think about this. The professor of history at Yale University, Andrew Ball, slaves in the family. And some of these presidents that were elected were actually related to the King James of England, was also a black man. A black king in Britain refused to recognize that. The King James, who is the first king who turned against the Roman Catholic Church at that time, and authored the 1611 version of the King James Bible that most people possess today, so to speak. So we're going to go ahead and look at Warren Harding. He had black ancestors. And one of the other presidents has a great-great-grandson. I looked at his skin. Got some African, race in him, blood in him, so to speak. See, they want to have an allegation about Harding's mixed race ancestry. So, see, Thomas Jefferson was mixed. John McCain had a legitimate black child in an affair while he was serving the United States in the Vietnam War when he was captured POW. He has a legitimate black child. His daughter was Bangladeshi by birth. John McCain and his wife adopted her. Warren Harding is mixed race. Thomas Jefferson, Dwight Eisenhower, he's also mixed as well. You can tell by looking at him, he's mixed. So how can we all say that Obama was the first black president elected in the United States? Don't let that mainstream media lie to you. I'd rather listen to a heifer out in the pasture farting the national anthem than I would listen to the mainstream media, or aka talking heads controlled by the puppeteers of the Illuminati. Just telling you the truth, alright? So we got Abe Lincoln. He's also mixed. He was a Republican. Then we had Thomas Jefferson, also mixed. He was one of the co-founders of the Declaration of Independence and Constitution. That was made on the by a plant called hemp. So why is everybody so quick to try to make hemp illegal to possess? It's faster to grow. You can make wood. You can make all kinds of stuff with it, and it'll last a long time. So I'm going to put this link of this article in the description. And the Reuter staff, John Hanson was actually a Swedish man. He founded the coat of arms for the United States. See, that right there is actually supposed to be John Hanson wearing glasses at the desk. So I've already got that picture for you right here. That's supposed to be John Hanson. He was the president of the Continental Congress. So I'm going to go back up one. He was a former slave who purchased his own freedom of arriving in Liberia in 1827. He became a merchant and senator in Grand Bassa County, Liberia. Here, I'm gonna open up I'm gonna open up separate pages for you. Okay. There's one right there. There's another one right there. And he was owned by another person of color. And check this out. There were also mixed people in there in that American Colonization Society founded by 1816, whose members included future President Andrew Jackson. James Monroe advocated the creation of a colony of West Africa for formerly enslaved in 1847. That colony achieved becoming the nation of Liberia. And many people call John Hanson white, but he was actually a black man wearing glasses. He told the British to get off of American soil. He created the coat of arms for the United States. The eagle with the olive branch and the arrows in both talons. Did you know that? Did you know this? See, I'm going to put this here. I'm going to let you look at this. I am going to let you read this for yourself. We had a Continental Congress in the colonized United States when Britain was the territory owner, before we had the American Revolution. So, I'm going to show you another portrait of John Hanson. So, which one is the truth? Here's the signer of the Articles of Confederation, President of Continental Congress. But what about this one? Or that one? They're saying he's black, they're saying he's white, but it's also often found on a $2 bill, the official currency that is legal of public tender. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to open up another page. I'm going to see what he looked like then. Here's the Library of Congress. Here's the Library of Congress. This was the birth of the federal government, so to speak. He's not the nation's first black president. He's not. We had one in the 18th century, one in the 19th century. We had some in the 20th century. We had Warren Harding, and we had, and also, Abe Lincoln. Abe Lincoln, I don't see his picture nowheres here. So, I'm going to put all this here into the, many people don't realize, now, here you go, John Hanson, with glasses on, so to speak. And he told the Britons to get off the soil, so to speak. He was a wise man. Muddied racial histories of our American presidents. This guy here is actually a mixed man. He's mixed. Warren Harding had an affair with a mistress. He was one of the presidents of the United States. He was mixed. Many people who are classified as white people are mixed. They have some form of black blood in their lineage, family lineage. But I'm not going to let you be in suspense. I'm gonna read this here, okay? And Joel Augustus Rogers, a respectable journalist whose work nonetheless includes 1965 pamphlet, The Five Negro Presidents, which Henry Louis Gates has written. Would you get Black History Wishful Thinking Prize hands down? Okay? He cites Roger as his most important source. Right here, important source. All right? Thus, far the roster of presidents that is secretly black includes Jefferson, Jackson, Lincoln, Harding, Coolidge, and Eisenhower. Here, let me highlight this for you, okay? How come that was erased from history? Okay. Jefferson, the 18th century. Jackson, the 19th century. Lincoln, the 19th century. Harding and Coolidge and Eisenhower, the 20th century presidents, were black. They had black blood in their lineage. They were biracial. They were mixed. It's very interesting, isn't it? I don't know. You decide. See, I've wondered about this, everybody, and this is very interesting. The irony is, of course, to make the case that black Americans have regularly occupied the White House. Vaughn and precursors often have relied on stories of mixed race percentage that originate as racist smears, not uncommon political gambits of times past. Thus, Andrew Jackson, the one who balanced the budgets back in the 1800s, all right, when, he kicked out the British loyalists to kicking out the second bank of the United States to keep it from being formed, to take away our freedoms, so to speak. He had a black father based on the would-be damning stories told about his enemies. Vaughn makes much of a claim about Thomas Jefferson, namely he was the son of a half-breed Indian squaw, sired by a Virginia mulatto father. That didn't even pop up till after the Civil War. Mulatto, do you know what a mulatto is? A mixed person, man or woman that's mixed. Contemporary mention of Abraham Lincoln having woolly hair and caricatures of him as Abraham Africanus, probably better understood as anti-abolish race baiting rather than evidence about his actual lineage. They said his hair was like of a wires, coiled up wires. I don't see nothing wrong with that, to be honest with you. See, Nancy Hanks was also mixed race. That's Abraham Lincoln's mom. She was mixed race. And many people assume that Abe's ethnic background been swept under the rug to be hidden from public eyes. So what's wrong with this? See, many people want to make race a big deal. And somebody else made a comment about Calvin Coolidge, the former POTUS of the United States. Must have been black, Vaughn asserts, because his mom's maiden name was Moore, M-O-O-R. By this logic, Hugo Black was our first African-American Supreme Court justice. Furthermore, Coolidge's mother was rumored to have a Native American forebear, so-called proof. In 1993, another black president theorist. So this is a theory right here. And that Native Americans in New England become thoroughly intermingled with the local black population. As for Eisenhower, you could tell he's mixed. All you gotta do is look at his face, look at his nose, look at his lips. His mom was also biracial. Make sense? Nobody knew about this. This was swept under the rug. This was swept under the rug, so to speak. And to be honest with you, there ain't but one way to find out the genetic makeup of these former presidents of the United States. Just to be honest with you, end of closing, I'm going to close this story, all right? Whether anyone believe it or not, America consists of over 30 plus countries. Where I could be dark skin, tan skin, brown skin, white skin, pink skin, biracial, mulatto, mestizo, Latina, Latinos, don't matter. But what matters is every person who's listening to this story is a human being. End of story. No matter what your genetic makeup is, no matter who your ancestry is, you could be related to Sam Bass, but still, you're a human being. Just because he was an outlaw don't mean you're an outlaw now, does it? See? Right here, U.S. historian, Jamaican scholar. Oh, Mr. Obama is the 7th black person to become president of the United States. 7th black person. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and blow this up for you, okay? Okay, I'm going to blow this up for you, okay? According to this BBC UK, another trusted source, U.S. President Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Jackson, Warren Harding, Calvin Coolidge, Dwight Eisenhower all had black ancestry, according to the recent articles published in several U.S. newspapers and internet website Diversity Incorporated. Okay, I'm going to put this here in the description. So I'm going to close this. It don't matter. These figures help influence United States for what the United States really is, who we really are as a nation. So I'm going to put all these here into the description so you can see this yourself. All right. Andrew Jackson, the 7th president, was, according to a 1921 article in the Virginia Magazine of History, the son of an Irish woman who married a light-skinned black man. Interesting. You know that? Did you know that Andrew Jackson helped balance the budget? We never owed anybody one iota. That was a black man that did that. To the black people that are listening to my channel, be proud of your own heritage. This is something you can. No. Don't go around acting, being bold and being proud, because that ignorance will lead you to destruction. All right, Calvin Coolidge, the 30th president, is only one of the presidents said to have black ancestry, expressed pride in his non-white ancestry. He was glad to be human. Mr. Coolidge didn't admit to having any blood, but he said his report that his mom had curly dark hair, dark skin, and she was part Indian. Guess what? The blacks were on the United States before Africa ever came here, or the African slaves ever came to the United States. The blacks were already here. They were known as copper-colored people. Did you know that? Wow. America's 34th President, Dwight Eisenhower, a former general of World War II, was the son of a light-skinned black people passing for white. It's been said that people who knew Eisenhower's mother described her as Black Lynx gal. Yes. In West Indies, Warren G. Harding, 29th president, is most intriguing. And did you know that it has been claimed he's the son of a part black man and a great-grandson of a black woman who came to America from West Indies? You didn't know that he was from the black ancestry line. They were in the West Indies. And this was back in the 1920s. Political enemy of Harding, William Chancellor, began researching Mr. Harding's ancestry. According to a recent article, historian Beverly Gage in the hope it could use to lose him in the 1920 election. Did you know that? Did you know this? So, Martha Stewart. You remember Martha Stewart, right? She was related to Martha Stewart, the chef that gets on the TV. She's related to William Harding. I'm going to go ahead and leave this. I'm going to put that there in the description box below for you to see this yourself. So, end of closing, this is going to be published on Friday, and I hope you're going to get the chance to enjoy this video broadcast. And I want to tell you, thank you very much for actually listening to this broadcast. So, no, Barack Obama is not the first black president we ever had in the United States. He was like the 7th one. As I mentioned, the other ones preceded him. In the 18th century, 19th century, and the 20th century. Of course, in the 21st century. That's what Barack Obama is. Okay, thank you for watching, and you have a great day. See you now, and don't forget to hit that subscribe and the bell button. Got some more stuff coming up for you to check out. Take care. Bye for now.